What's up, everyone? My name is Mike. Welcome back to my channel, and I got a little bit of time here to do a live stream. I've been meaning to do a live stream for a long time now. Just haven't had some time, and it looks like I'm just going live now. So I wanted to do a live stream. It's been on my mind for a long time. Figured I'd do one. Just talk about anything VeVe related, Hero, Palm, RECUR, whatever projects you might be in. I hope my volume is working well. It's my first time going live on this channel, so it is good to see anybody that hops in. If you hop in, leave a comment in the chat. Would love to know that you are here. Would love to know what you want to talk about on this live stream or just anything in general. We just saw the Jurassic World Dominion T-Rex drop. I did not go for any. Thankfully, I was looking at the timer going down, but I had the willpower to stop myself and not get into it. And it turns out that that was probably a good idea. My price prediction, I dropped the video just before that went live. I think I dropped my video around 10:45 EST, and the drop was 11. And my price prediction, I believe, was 25 gems for the common and uncommon, and about 70 gems for the rare, and 150 for the ultra rare. And just looking at my phone right now, it looks like the common is sitting at 16, the uncommon is sitting at 15. So I was about 10 gems off on those, and the rare is sitting at 50. I thought the rare would go for a little bit more, thinking that it would be 70 gems because it's animated. Doesn't look like that is the case. The ultra rare is sitting at 150 right now, so I nailed that one. But with price predictions, nobody knows exactly what it's going to be. It's just my guess and my opinion on what I'm willing to get in on a collectible in the aftermarket. And it just sets myself up to not put any emotion into purchasing something on the aftermarket and just uh, get something that I feel it is at the right value. So price predictions are just that for me. And obviously, I am sometimes really wrong and I'm sometimes right, but it's ultimately just something for me to stop myself from purchasing in the aftermarket if that may be the case. So that's where I'm at with VeVe. I actually will be releasing a video this week sometime about my game plan for VeVe, about my thoughts for this NFT space and the different projects that I'm in, what I'm planning to be doing, because I do believe that we are still in for a rough 3, 6, 8 months ahead of us with where markets are at in general, where NFTs fit into those markets and the speculative investment that is VeVe, especially with MTL coming up and what that might do them to the market. I do think that we'll feel a little bit of pain when MTL does get rolled out to everybody, or whether they're going to phase it in. We still don't quite know just yet, but I think that introducing MTL is going to, especially during this bear cycle, is really going to hurt VeVe, the aftermarkets, not necessarily VeVe itself, because I do think that we need to separate those two. Separate VeVe from the VeVe aftermarket and not blame VeVe for what's going on in the VeVe aftermarket, because they've got no control on what that's going to look like. The market is the market, and we just have to accept what's going on there. So that's just my thoughts on VeVe. Like I said, I have a video coming out this week that goes a little bit more in depth on what I'm doing, what moves I'm making, and what I'm planning on doing in the future with VeVe, at least for this short term. Like I said, 6, 8 months. I think that we will feel a little bit of struggle, especially with MTL coming out, and hopefully we see some very amazing IP coming out that helps us stabilize ourselves at least and bring more users into the platform, which will then bring in more gems, especially during this period. So that's my thoughts with VeVe, at least, and what I'm thinking with VeVe. I am looking at HRO now, and I do have a video coming out on HRO, and I did release a video about HRO actually before, talking about what I did with HRO with the superhuman strength drop. I actually decided after opening about 7 packs or so that I was not going to go for the set completion. I was not going to go for the leaderboard, and this was about a week and a half leading up to the snapshot. And the reason why I decided not to go for it was because I hadn't pulled any legendaries. And I told myself that if I pull any legendaries, then I would be going for that. And the legendary in this set was the Bane and the Superman. And with that, I decided I was going to list all of my cards from the Superhuman Strength drop, list them all, get some of my money back, and prepare for the next drop. What ended up happening was after I listed everything, and I had a couple pretty solid low mints in there. After I listed everything, I then decided, you know what? I've got $150 in my account. I can buy 3 packs. So I went ahead and I bought 3 packs in the market. And I actually recorded it, thankfully. So I bought 1 pack, I opened it, didn't get anything on that superhuman strength. And then I bought another pack, opened it, didn't get anything worth noting. And then with $50 left into my account, I decided to buy 1 more pack. And lo and behold, I got the Superman A2, the legendary. So it just made sense for me to go ahead and purchase the Bane, get any other cards that I needed in the set to go ahead and complete that set. And then I ended up getting 50 on the leaderboard. So I actually picked up, and I'm just looking at it right now, and I don't know if I can share my screen or not here. Let's see. It doesn't look like I can. No, it doesn't look like I can, but it looks with that. So with the sets, when you complete a set, like for the digital exclusive for Superhuman Strength, you get a specific card. In this case, it was Aquaman, a mythic, of how many people completed that set in order of which they completed it. So if you're the first person to complete the set, you get edition 1 of Aquaman. And in this case, I was the 78th person to complete the set, really late, of 83. So I got the A78 Aquaman. And as I look on it at the market right now, there hasn't been any sales, and the floor price is $1,100 for that on HRO. And I don't know what it would be on IMX right now. But that's where my Aquamans currently sits. I also got the Wonder Girl. And with that, that's the leaderboard card. So the of 150 cards that the top 150 people on the leaderboard get. I got number 50. And with that leaderboard, I had $350 that I could have played with, and I could have probably got into the 30s somewhere in that leaderboard. But I decided to save my $350 and to use that for the next drop coming up, because I knew I'd figured I'd get allow listed for that. And that's the DC Pride drop. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to aim for 50, bang on 50. That was my goal. Nice round number, a nice good looking number. And that's what I aimed for. And that's what I ended up getting. Luckily, I got up to 48. And when I made the decision that, you know what, sorry, I was in the 50s somewhere, and I made the decision I wanted to get 50. So I purchased a couple cards, got up to 48, and just thought I'd let it ride out, see what happened. A few minutes before the snapshot, I refreshed and I was at 50. And then right at the snapshot, I refreshed again and I was at 50. So I assumed I got 50, and I did. I got a 50 Wonder Girl. And I really like the look of these digital exclusive cards, not to mention the hybrid cards. I've also got some hybrid cards here as well, which we could also talk about. But yeah, I really like to look at them, especially the mythics, especially the digital exclusives, which are animated. If you get a legendary or a mythic, so the Aquaman looks really cool. The Wonder Girl also looks really cool. So I was happy to go ahead and work to get those. It takes up a lot of time, especially when you're going for the leaderboard to compete for that. It took up a lot of my time, and I made some mistakes along the way because this was the first leaderboard that I was going for. And I made a video on that in my mistakes that I made, especially looking at the collection tab and going off of that to try to get lower mints because that only scrolls down so far. You really need to go to the market tab to be able to see the premium mints, to see the money that you can spend on that. Because what I was doing was I was going through the collection tab. I wasn't going through the market tab because the collection tab shows you your mints that you have. And it's much easier to navigate to see what's on the market. And I was going through that, and I was flipping cards to get 1, 2, maybe 3 more points. And it was costing me a bit to do that, at least for the trade off that was there. So I would pick up a lower mint that got me a couple more points, and then I would sell my higher mint, and it would equal to like a certain percentage more that I would be spending, and I would be selling these cards off. But really, what I should have been doing was going to that market tab and just biting the bullet and really improving cards at the cheapest rate that I could. That was best for me in my collection. So if you're thinking about going for the leaderboard, go for the market tab. Don't go to the collection tab. The market tab is the way to go. Take notes of which cards you can improve on through that collection tab. See what mint numbers are the highest for you and take notes. It would be really nice that if Hero released that in the market tab, you could actually see your lowest mint. That would be really helpful because then you could, base your purchases on that rather than having to go to collection, seeing your lowest mint, seeing which one you can improve on, going to the market tab and then trying to find that card. That threw me off a little bit. That cost me a little bit more money than it should have with that, but now I know for the next time. The other thing I want to talk about is scams that are going on. And after I pulled my superhuman strength Superman A2 legendary, I went ahead and I on the Discord channel for Hero, I posted it on the sales chat and the trade chat because what I wanted to do was I didn't want to put any more money into Hero. I wanted to sell my A2 Superman or trade it in order to get a Superman and a Bane and possibly more for that, especially since it's an A2. And I was kind of on the fence about actually pulling the trigger and eventually doing that, but I thought it would be nice to see like what kind of offers come in for this. And I had a couple of people reach out that were high on the leaderboard that were willing to trade, and we never got to the point of getting into any purchases, but trading, yes. And it was obvious that they're from the leaderboard because they have the exact same names from the leaderboard over to the Discord channel, the same profile pictures and everything like that. So at least I figured so. And also, I was talking to them through the trading channel on Hero. So I figured those were legit, but it was the people that were reaching out to buy it. And this is where you need to really, really protect yourself, especially with something as valuable as an A2 Superman or anything that you put in there, because you'll have tons of people reaching out to buy it, and they will talk to you about listing it onto Immutable X, which I had no problem with doing. It's a nice and easy, seamless process with Hero. And what they'll do is they will offer you an amount and you can agree to it. What I did was I shopped it around. Actually, like 5 or 6 people were messaging me, and I was just shopping them around and getting the right offer. And they'll counter offer you to make it seem legit. They will work with you on pricing, and then finally, when you agree to something, and you go to list it on IMX for that, they will screen grab an error message that they're receiving. And the error message that they'll be receiving is some sort of DApp bridge, DAPP bridge, decentralized app, whatever they might call it. And they'll say, I can't purchase it. You have you bridged over to whatever. And me not knowing, I was like, no, I've never heard of that before. And I've actually sold on IMX. And just before this, luckily I sold cards on IMX. So this was something that I knew it was on their end. And they, of course, send me a link and they say, follow this link and make sure you then connect to this, and that'll help you bridge. And I'm like, yeah, this seems fishy. So then I went to the next person, and of course they say the exact same thing, and then to the next person, and then of course they say the exact same thing, same screen grab, same everything. And obviously different people, or a network of people, because if it was the same person, they may have kind of caught on to, you know what, this person's not biting into this, that whatever. But I clicked on the link, and then it asked me for my key phrase to my MetaMask wallet. And that's where I was like, no, this is not happening. But I can definitely see somebody getting carried away and being really excited by pulling a really valuable card and wanting to sell it on IMX and get some ETH for it, get some crypto for it, and to be able to cash out that way, and going ahead and doing what they're saying. But what I did was I went on Discord, I went to the main Hangout chat, and I searched DAPP bridge, or just bridge, and then it brought up a whole bunch of people that had gotten scammed. In their messages, they talked about, hey, is this real, this DAP bridge? And a bunch of people saying, no, it's a scam, don't do it. So that's when it like all caught up to me, and I was like, no, this is obviously a bunch of people just trying to scam me. And obviously it didn't go through with that. So my message to anybody listening to this is, anybody sends you a link, don't click on it. And any link that gets sent to you in regards to your NFTs, in regards to anything, and especially anything that asks you for as much as your key phrases for MetaMask or anything like that, these are all scams. And don't follow through with it, because it's sad to see how many people have gotten scammed